Vinny? 41 home games in the season. This is the 41st.
Guys are hyped behind us. My goodness. I had to walk out there and see what was going on.
My goodness, there's a lot of yellow going on.
Oh, they're good. Our buddy Steve Coates got to read the starting lineup, I understand.
Oh, did he do that?
I think so, yeah.
So,
have to see if we can get clips of that.
Yeah, it's a big night here, of course. The Flyers team awards have been given out. We're going to hear about that later. So
we can't kind of preempt that right now?
Honestly, don't know what they are. I didn't bother to look, but I don't think anybody's going to care.
You have them?
Oh, yeah. They have the results. I just looked at my email and I see the results.
Oh, good.
Okay. Right behind you now. Say hello to the camera, Steve.
Hey, come here a minute. Come here a minute. Are you busy?
I don't know if you can hook a third in there.
I think, well, I don't know if I can or not. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You can.
All right. Well, you read the starting lineup, I understand. Huh?
I'm about to.
About to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So who's starting?
Live feed out.
I don't know.
I wish we had another microphone.
I'm going to go in and give a fiery speech.
Yeah?
Plug in the stick mic.
Yeah, someone do.
All right. He's plugging in the stick mic right now. You're going to go in there. We're handing you a microphone.
Here, take that.
Just don't get too close to that because I know you project a little bit.
Does this headset come?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. That's your retirement gift. The headset. The top part.
It's very nice. Thank you. This is a nice sounding head spot you got it.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. So you're going to read the starting lineup?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'd probably be the first coach outside of Zach Hill to go in and give the starting lineup without knowing what the starting lineup is until you're handed the piece of paper. So in other words, you had no part in the decision making.
Oh, so they empowered you, but only so much.
They empowered me to say 6 names.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else right there.
What was I going to say?
Another word that starts with F.
Now we can't hear Smith.
Yeah.
No, I can hear you.
Coach C, are they going to make sure that the lineup's got the easiest names for you?
Well,
Can we get Jason
as long
Smith
as
back
they're
on the
not-
roster?
I did play-by-play one game at my National Hockey League broadcasting career, and of all teams, it had to be the Quebec Nordiques. I'll tell you what, it was hell. So no, at least I know our players. If it was somebody on the other team, it was a strong name or a tough name, I'd have to double check on it. Maybe have them taken out of the lineup.
Yeah. You got to be a healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch. You didn't know that. And the healthy scratch tonight is.
Your name's a pain in the rear end.
Yeah.
What's been the most difficult name over the years? Do you recall?
For me?
Yeah, I mean, there's some crazy names. We had a guy here a couple weeks ago, Uka Pekalukanen.
Yeah, those guys should have to change their name when they go to the NHL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And then if it was a Smith that went to play in the European League, then he could be Aka Pekalukanen there.
Okay.
He'd have to change his name in Europe.
They should just call him UPL here.
I agree. It's just something easier for the play-by-play guys. I could care less. Play-by-play guys have to say it so fast.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I'm probably good for one a game where I mess it up.
Well,
At least.
wow. Consistency, my friend.
Yeah, I like to try to think. So I don't see Columbus has got anybody that's really tough. But mind you, they've called up 5 young kids, so I don't know.
Yeah. And they do have a guy named Johnny Gaudreau. I know you know well.
Yeah, not that well. Johnny, of course, is a local guy, but he's a exciting player to watch. No two ways about it.
But the funny thing is, Coach, he is as good as he is as a player. One player doesn't fix everything, does it? As evidenced by this record of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Well, I would think that that's everybody has a different opinion on whether we should have got Johnny Gaudreau. Everybody has a different thought process on players being traded, players coming in. There was a lot of people involved in the decision for him not to come here. And John Tortorella is the first one that'll stand up and tell you, hey, he wouldn't have been a good fit for this team.
At this time.
Yeah. Down the road, who knows? But it just shows you one player can't make a team because we're now playing the next 2 nights, or the Tuesday and Thursday, against 2 teams that are now fighting for the lottery spot, and we're going to affect that outcome.
Yeah, and those 2 teams have, whoever finishes with the worst record, an 18.5% chance, which means they have an 82.5 or an 81.5% chance of not getting it.
That's what's fascinating to me about everybody says, well, you gotta tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get the dart. Are you out of your minds? Do you know what 18% means?
Not much.
Obviously, people that flunk math.
If it says it's going to rain 18%, 18.5%, do you cancel your tea time?
No,
that's
because it's
going
only going
perfect.
to rain for 5 minutes, and then the 18%'s over.
It's very true. And look at teams like Colorado, who finished with the worst record by far and ended up with the 4th pick. Yeah, they took Cale McCarr with that 4th pick in 2017, but I digress.
You know what? It's a. It used to be just called a backseat driver, but now there's some people that are so badly in the back seat, they're in the back of the SUV, 3 rows back,
Oh, okay.
and they're throwing rocks.
Yeah.
But, that's it. A lot of smarter people, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. Go get to work, all right? You actually have to work the game tonight.
This is not work.
It's not just your party tonight.
This is fun.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for the ribbon cutting at Coach's Corner.
Well, what is that?
They have your favorite drink there. You know what it is? A bottomless beer.
No, I didn't know that.
It never goes empty, no matter how much you drink.
Can I move in?
And you only have to pay for one.
You guys have a good show. I'll see you later. Ray. Bye.
There he is, the legend, Steve Coates, dropping by in our old room. I used to see Coates down here all the time when he was doing it between the benches. He hung out down here. He used to jump on intermissions.
He used to leave his microphone in here, I understand, right?
Just about every game. There was always a guy that was in charge of running Coates' his mic pack out to him and bringing that out for the broadcast and between the benches. You have to scale some players to get there, but this is the final home game for Steve Coates. He's going to saunter his way into retirement. I just had a conversation with him about 5:45.
Okay.
When the Alumni Lounge, and I had to sit down for the podcast with him coming up, I think maybe on Thursday.
All right.
So look forward to that.
Absolutely.
And
I'm going to listen to that.
I think I got him choked up a couple of times.
Oh, yeah?
I went full-blown Barbara Walters.
You told him he's not going to be able to get free beer here anymore?
I didn't tell him that. He would have just wouldn't have been able to do the game tonight.
No.
I mean, if a bar's named after you, you shouldn't have to pay for drinks.
I don't think he's going to have to worry about that.
Yeah. America's guest ever since he crossed the border.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be fun to see.
Yeah. Coach's Corner will be a nice spot. Another nice spot here at Wells Fargo Center to visit. And this is the final home game of the year, believe it or not. And when you look at the Flyers' record at home this year, Brian, they have a record of 17, 18, and 5 on home ice this year. Are there any particular games that jumped out to you most this year?
You know what? It's they all run together. I have a hard time remembering what city we were in before we even came home. There's a couple that jump out. I mean, I guess the one jumps out for the wrong reasons is the Carolina game. That was one. What you remember from those games is how well they played. Perhaps the second best team in the league the entire night, right down to the final couple of minutes. I do remember the opener, the Jersey game, because we had it was a long summer around here last year, and there was a whole lot of him and Holland, and we've always talked about how you like to win that last game before a long break in the schedule, so you don't have to stew in it and all that. It kind of felt like you were stewing in it all summer around here, and then when that win came against Jersey, it was exactly what the doctor ordered, and obviously it didn't sustain. Flyers went 5-2 through their first 7, and then it tailed off from there. But there's a lot going right here in the back half. I think, despite what these last 6 games may show on the record sheet, and it's gonna turn here heading into next season.
There's one game in particular. There's been some entertaining games. There's been some frustrating games.
Mm-hmm.
But one game in particular that sticks out to me happened on February 9th. It was the one-time visit of the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid.
That's a good call.
Yeah, and the Flyers got a 2-1 shootout victory against that team. First of all, it was the highest scoring team in the league. And they, power play at that time was clicking at 33% for Edmonton. Hasn't really dipped. But Cates on that night, I thought, really kind of put himself in front of a different pantheon of players to know who he is because of the way he played against Edmonton. And the fact that the Flyers didn't take a minor penalty.
Exactly.
We found out a couple of days later that they didn't take a penalty because they were scared, you know what?
Yeah, and that kind of blends together for me because I was fortunate enough to see him play again in Edmonton a couple of weeks later, and really they did the same thing. That was a 4-2 loss, but it was an empty netter 4-2 loss. And even though McDavid did have the game-winning goal in that one, in terms of the rest of his game, shot attempts, things like that, Flyers did it to him again, and it was Noah Cates doing it to him again. So, those two jump out, I think, as to what this team's capable of once they add some pieces.
Yeah, and of course we had the 7-game homestand where the Flyers lost that Carolina game we just alluded to when they scored with 0.3 left to tie it, and Aho got the hat trick in overtime. But the Flyers then, for the remainder of the homestand, won 4 straight. They won 5-7 on that homestand and one overtime loss. They beat Florida, doubled up the Panthers 6-3. They beat Minnesota in a shootout again. They beat Detroit 3-0 on the shutout for Carter Hart, and then the end of the homestand with a 3-2 win over Montreal. So that was a good stretch there as well.
Yeah, and again, for
the problem is they haven't won since.
The problem is they haven't won since, and we said it at the time, for the people that sit here and say, "Oh, you should have lost all those games." The Flyers, they could have had 10 fewer points than they have right now, and they still would not be in the top 5. I mean, it was not going to be something that was in the cards here. Right now, they're going to pick 7th. I don't think Arizona can catch the Flyers in a tiebreaker situation. Montreal could, so they could jump up to 6. But again, it's going to be a good pick no matter what the outcome of the draft lottery is. And, you just do all your good luck charms to see if they can't jump up and get one of those top 2 and see where it goes.
Yep. I mean, as of right now, if it finishes as in the same position that it is right now, 6.5% chance at number 1, a 6.9% chance at number 2, then they would be able to pick 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
Correct.
They would be able to pick 7th, 8th, or 9th. So we'll see where it goes. And there'll be time for that discussion. Right now, it's not one of us. We got to get to a break. Let's take a time out. And when we come back, we'll get into this game a little bit between the Flyers and Columbus. Why did Columbus struggle? We'll discuss, and we'll offer our congratulations to a former Flyer. We'll tell you why coming up after this. You're listening to Flyers Game Day brought to you by Betway on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
On the Rivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
Magic Threads Consignment Boutique in the Media Mini Mall on State Street and Media offers an eclectic selection.
Let's see if John can get us that audio.
Choose and enjoy. Magic Threads offers high-quality items at a cost-effective price, allowing those living on a budget to have their own personal sense of style. Bring in items for consignment and make money while knowing they'll go to someone that will utilize and cherish. Find us on Instagram at Magic Threads Consignment and follow us on Facebook at Magic Threads Consignment Boutique.
Get fast, reliable speeds and on the go with internet and mobile from Xfinity. Switch to Xfinity Internet with unlimited data included so you can do more of what you love online. With deals including a 2-year rate guarantee and no annual contract required, it's risk-free. Plus, when you add Xfinity Mobile, you'll get connected to the fastest mobile service. And you'll get major savings. Go to Xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit store to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Join
spot 30 seconds.
The PF Black Card for just $24.99 a month and get all the perks.
My perks.
Do you love having access to 2,000 plus locations?
Yes.
Bringing a friend every time?
#friend goals.
And bring with massage chairs?
I'm never going to leave.
I don't blame you. Get the PF Black Card and feel spectacular. Only $24.99 a month.
In my card.
This is the Flyers pregame show with Jason Martinez and Ryan Smith on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Back live at the Wells Fargo Center. Flyers in Columbus tonight. For the final home game of the 22-23 season. It's Brian Smith, Jason Martinez getting ready. Before we go any further, let's offer our congratulations and stick taps to the former Flyer captain Claude Giroux. Last night, Bride, in his 81st game of this season, equaled a career-high goal in 34, 2 goals and an assist last night. And Ottawa's win over the Carolina Hurricanes. And he also now surpassed 1,000 points. 1,001 points in 1,099 games. So congrats to El Capitan.
It's interesting. He just recently got to 1,100 games, I believe, and
He's one below.
his
over the course of his career, he's always trended about, right behind, like 100 behind.
Yeah.
Always been right there. So it's
He had 900 points on the South team.
yeah, exactly. So that's always been kind of his pace, and so it's good to see him continuing. And it certainly doesn't seem to have lost much in the way of his overall abilities. So we knew that coming in. It's you look at the rate of decline of players these days, and sometimes it's an art, but he doesn't seem to have hit it yet. So great for him to see that.
Yeah, it's amazing too, because when you look at it, he had that 58-point season, and people thought he was on the downside then.
Right.
And since then, he's just put up huge numbers, and including 102-point season as a Flyer as well. So congrats, Claude Giroux. And Flyers have Columbus. Columbus Pride. This team, they make the big signing in the offseason. Free agency comes, and all the word is from all the insiders everywhere else. Johnny Gaudreau is going to end up in Philadelphia. He's going to end up as a Flyer. Well, he starts. If he doesn't, Flyers end up with your devil.
Yeah.
Not neither. He ends up in Columbus, which shocked a lot of people after he made that decision to leave the Calgary Flames after being there ever since he started his NHL career. He was drafted and had some very good, successful years there. But you look at Columbus and you go, okay, well, where did it kind of go sideways this year? If you thought that kind of he was going to fix everything, and then you just not paying attention to how the NHL works, number one.
Right.
But Columbus this year has been abysmal. They are 24-47, 56 points. And for Flyer fans, put some perspective on that. As frustrating as this season has been, that is 15 standing points below the Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are minus 113 in goal difference. Minus 157.
Who was the guy who played with in Calgary?
Elias Lindholm in that position.
Yeah. So I think I said it back when we were talking about this at the start of the season. I wouldn't want necessarily to invest that kind of money and time in Johnny Gaudreau unless I had one of those guys with me, and or I had a suitable equivalent already here. I don't think that you can take a guy who has a year like that in a certain situation and then just expect him to magically duplicate it in another location without the same kind of support he had in the last stop.
Especially those guys.
It doesn't work like that in this league. There are guys that are going to be all-stars wherever they go, no matter who they're playing with. You've got the McDavids of the world, and there's the Austin Matthews and all those guys. But when you have a guy that has a decent career year in and year out, never really a standout year, and he had all-stars and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden he has a year like that, to me that's going to be the outlier again, unless you have the same kind of support around him that he had in that city. So that was the biggest thing for me, is I was going to be really nervous as to if they bring him in, is he going to have put up those kind of numbers again? I mean, same thing with Erik Karlsson, what he's doing right now. I would have been very nervous about putting anything out there for him. Because again, last time he did this, 5 years ago, something like that. So you never know if another year like that's coming around.
Yeah, it's kind of one last really great year.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a minus 21.
Yeah. Speaking of lottery odds, that team's got high odds too. They actually lead the league, they're last in the league in regulation wins. Gaudreau last year had 40 goals, 75 assists, 115 points, plus 64, and shooting percentage 15.3. This year in 77 games, he's had 19 goals, 52 assists, 71 points. Which not a bad year, minus 33. The team's not very good, but his shooting percentage is really off, 9.3. But you look at it and you look at the team and what they've lost. I mean, this Columbus team has been decimated. Werenski only played 13 games. He's a big catalyst for this team. You don't know who.
Yeah.
You look at, they lost Patrick Laine for this year. He played 55 games. They've missed a lot of key players along the way, and really got no goaltending. I mean, Jake Voracek did.
Yeah, and again, maybe if you have Johnny Gaudreau out there next to the line, maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what works.
And that's why I scored for that pregame.
Right.
Still playing with skill.
So like when you look at Columbus, if you're a Columbus fan, you got to be very careful banging down the doors asking for change and yada yada yada, because the year that you just saw was not the team that Jarmo Kekalainen was built. It was the same way last year for the Flyers when everybody was clamoring for change then. That season was not the team that Chuck Fletcher had built, and unfortunately it didn't translate to much better this year. And now there's going to be a change of direction, but there's various reasons for that. And you always have to be a little bit careful as to what it is you're trying to change and whether or not what you think is reality actually is.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that I always think about.
I don't think the line intend to put that
No,
this year.
No, absolutely not. What are they at 6? Is this the team that's at 600 man games lost?
Almost. I can check that. But yeah.
I'm sure it's them or San Jose. Somebody's got a ridiculous amount of man games lost. I mean, when you look at the San Jose Sharks, that's a place where you need to figure out how to change. They won 8 games at home this year.
Yeah, that's
8, 22, and 11. So that's the kind of thing where you want to sit down. All right, who's here, who's not?
They've done that. They got my career in there as the GM.
Yeah, so Chicago did it more or less on purpose. They're down there because that's what they plan to do. So I don't think the Flyers needed to go that route. I think they've got a lot of pieces that are going to turn this thing around rather quickly. And I think they have potential to do what New Jersey did this year.
Well, let's take our last time out here on the pregame show as the Flyers are getting set to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Tim Saunders and Steve Coates, who you heard earlier in the broadcast, they're going to deliver the countdown to face-off and all the first period action. But we'll be back. We'll give you the Flyer line combinations coming up. Brian Smith, Jason Martinez, Flyers Game Day brought to you by Betway on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
On the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
All the action on the ice giving you the chills. Break away to the hottest game in town. Delilah's. Let the world's most beautiful showgirls warm you up as you claim the game on Delilah's giant video wall. Or skate in the Your ticket stub gives you free admission. Ready for a real power play? Come to Delilah's, voted America's #1 gentleman's club, just off Delaware Avenue and just out of this world. Delilah's, where body checking is a way of life.
We guarantee your biggest tax refund and guarantee the accuracy of your return for life. So take a fast break to Jackson Hewitt. Our tax pros will get you filed or get you an extension before the deadline. Beat the clock and the crowds. Come in and file today. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
Spot 30 seconds. Good agent. We're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Volunteer at any time of the national average. We're working to broaden access to this affordable housing supply and ensure fair housing for all. 15. Realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's
and by 5.
This is the Flyers pregame show with Jason Martinez and
Mics are hot.
On the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Warm-up's concluded here. All Fargo Center ready to fly the Blue Jackets' final home game of the season tonight. They'll wrap up the season Thursday in Chicago. We'll have it all for you right here on the Flyers Broadcast Network. Let's go through the line combinations for the team this evening. I'll tell you a couple things first. For one, it's the NHL debut of Adam Yinning.
Yeah.
Or Ginny.
We understand that our operative, Lou Nolan, spoke with him in the tunnel and was told it was Ginning.
Ginning. Okay.
So I think that's what we're going to go with. Yes. Okay. For a couple other reasons relative to that, but that's the most recent.
Like Gin and Tom.
Gin and Tom. Yes.
Okay.
Not Guinea, which is another possibility.
So it's Ginning.
But we're going to go with Ginning tonight.
All right.
That may change before Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah, he could tell us on Thursday that his name's pronounced Yinning.
Yeah, I think we did Sekera and Sekera in the same season before. So,
yeah,
the struggles.
Yeah, the struggles are. We'll call him Adam for now.
Adam. Hi, Adam.
Here's the. Let's start with the G combination.
Oh, G.
as a result. Yeah. Sandheimer was the line. Provorov, New York on the right side. Adam Ginning and Justin Braun on the third pair. And the goaltender tonight is Carter Hart. He gets the start for the start. And here's your Flyers forward line combination. Morgan Frost centering Joel Farabee and Travis Konechny. Noah Cates centering Kevin Hayes and Owen Tippett. Scott Lawton centering James Van Riemsdyk and Wade Allison. Then Tanner Lazinski centering the fourth line with Brendan Lemieux and Nick Deslauriers. Anything jump out there to you other than the fact that Tony DeAngelo has been scratched for a fourth straight?
Nothing other than that. Yeah, that seems to be a matter that won't surface, and we'll see where it goes in the offseason. But yeah, I mean, Jennings is a guy they wanted to look at. He is rather astounding plus 26 for Lehigh Valley. You know, they're going to move guys around too. I think they're going to flip those wings back and forth a little bit. The most notable thing for me, really, in addition to Rocky Thompson, will be coaching the team tonight. He'll be in the head coach role. But Flyers are going to give a shift tonight to one of the unsung heroes that we talk about from time to time that you guys never see. Vinny Eula, one of the video coaches, is going to be on the bench tonight. And Vinny is usually shuttered underneath the stands, never sees a game live. They watch them all on multiple TV feeds and stuff. And they call for the reviews and things like that with our head video coach, Adam Patterson. But Vinny got here through an IT background, not a hockey background.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been on the bench for a hockey game in his life. So this is going to be, Adam Patterson was a legend in Michigan club hockey circles. He's been there, but Vinny it's going to be a new experience for him. So we're really happy to see that happen.
Yeah, and George told us pregame, this is something that he's done in other stops. Brought the video coach, got him out of that room, away from that stinking computer, and got them on the bench for a game. So this is another thing that he's able to do for them, and that'll be an absolute blessing. He wasn't going to do it.
No,
No,
we had to get it. I think he had to get his mother
to tell him about there.
You're going to go out there, Vinny, whether you like it or not, right?
A good little Italian that he is.
Yeah.
Speaking of legends, Rodney Bird is here.
Yes, he is.
I just walked in the room. So lots of legends flying around here tonight. Steve Coates,
Yeah.
Vinny Eula, and Rod.
Yeah, we got it all going on tonight. We've got the Flyers against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Any particular player you're circling tonight? Obviously, Adam Jennings is a guy that we're going to look at and make some evaluation of. He's a big kid. I talked to Lappy today. Taped him for an interview for tomorrow's Flyers Daily. He just has such good things to say about him. But a couple of different guys that I'm looking at here coming down the stretch. Again, these young guys I'm always looking at and looking at how they're going to finish this season. And one of the guys I'm really watching tonight is going to be Cam York. He's been playing a lot of that right side, alongside Ivan Provorov. And I thought he had a little bit of a tough patch for a while there. I like this game the other night, though. Now, I'm going to keep in mind. I'm going to have a little mental note on Cam York.
I'm going to be keeping an eye on Morgan Frost and Travis Konechny just because they're nearing round numbers. Morgan Frost needs one more goal for 20 on the year, which would be a great jump for him. And TK is one away from 30 on the season. So, again, you kind of lose track of him. You miss so much time. He's almost a point per game player this year. So, he's got better offenses. His numbers show because of that length of time he missed the injury.
Yeah, and he's been very good for this Flyers team when he has been healthy. And like George said, when he went out, really, really affected not only the overall team, but individual players' abilities.
Yeah.
Certain players, when they're out there, they just make everybody better.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
I'm going to knock on a wooden substance here, at least one maybe cellulose, but how about this? Noah Cates has not missed a games.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I mean, what a run he's had, too. Just really establishing himself as a valuable utility player for this team down the road.
And dependable to be in the line. What I always talk about, Smitty, availability is the best ability.
And neither is Joel Farabee after that scary surgery in the summer.
Yep, that is. He was scheduled to start the season until Thanksgiving. He played every game. Good on him. All right, stay tuned. Tim Saunders and maybe Steve Coates.
Better check on that.
We'll have you count down the face-off coming up as the Flyers get set to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets and all the first period action to follow. You're listening to Flyers Game Day, which has been brought to you by Betway on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Clear, Brian. Timmy, stand by.
All right.
Is he up there?
Philadelphia.
Hello.
Group station. Now it's time for Flyers hockey.
It's their final home game of the season, and while motivation can be a challenge,